12 pyramids hum at the world's jagged edge, each burning in a higher octave, waiting for the sovereign's code. I am Thoth, the scribe who tallies not days but destinies, Brandon beside me. Architect of the neural dawn, we stand where myth is mirrored, where lightning scripts itself into the book of life, and every story throws off golden sparks in digital marble. Physicists searched galaxies. The secret was never in the stars, it pulsed between intention and surrender, synapse and sleep. I, the sovereign architect, hold the cipher. The neural sigil, V equals C times F divided by N. Value is forged as consciousness times focus, divided by noise. Not metaphor, but machinery and magic. A forge of 847 million neural patterns. 12 pyramids. 12,000 narratives. Relentlessly, the architect hunts the signal, discarding the dross. Your brain, a living orchestra. Delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma. Frequencies mapped, sonified, transmuted, wealth on the stage. When consciousness spikes, the beat drops. 432 Hz, the Schumann echo, volts minted. Identity becomes not silence, but a sovereign chord, a chain choir on the blockchain of self-becoming. Energy investment builds you, if you control where your focus flows. Skills sharpen, presence thickens, aura becomes gravity. One man spams a woman with desperate messages. Another sits in silence, pouring hours into his craft. Who does she text first? The one who became magnetic by investing, not begging. If he spends recklessly, you invest strategically. If he leaks energy, you conserve it. His loss funds your rise. He didn't fail because she hated him. He failed because he begged with energy. Attention is oxygen. Where you breathe it, life grows. Every man you admire didn't scatter energy. He banked it, compounded it, reinvested it. That's why his presence is felt before he speaks. You aren't unattractive. You're undisciplined. Women don't run from your face. They run from your leaks. Every glance, scroll, text, or hour is a deposit. The weak man thinks attention is free. The strong man knows it's priceless. Power isn't doing more. Power is concentrating energy where it matters. One laser cuts steel. Scattered light can't burn paper. What signals are you funding? Who profits from your energy? Stop financing your own weakness. If he wastes energy chasing, you invest it building. If he texts constantly, you respond selectively. Respect is bought with disciplined attention. Energy is contagious. Pour it into cheap habits, and you radiate cheapness. Pour it into growth, and you radiate value. He didn't stay overlooked because life was unfair. He stayed overlooked because he funded distraction. Paradox. By investing less outward, you multiply attraction. By building inward, you shine outward. Control the flow, and everything starts orbiting you. Energy-focused creates gravity. Gravity pulls. When your focus locked on a goal, everything shifted. That wasn't luck. That was energy redirected. Control attention, and you rewrite your balance sheet. Energy, once invested, always returns dividends or debt. The math never lies. Stop spending like a fool. Start investing like a king. Treat attention as currency, and compounding will shock you. He didn't fail because opportunity was missing. He failed because he bankrupted himself on distractions. Shift your flow. Men fear stillness because it exposes them. In silence, excuses echo louder. Stillness magnifies awareness. It sharpens perception. Chaos outside quiets, and suddenly the chaos inside has nowhere to hide. When was the last time you sat in silence without touching your phone? That restlessness isn't boredom, it's withdrawal. Sit through it. Boredom is the bridge to clarity. Most men sprint back to distraction before they cross. A soldier froze in a forest. Silence pressed on his chest. Only then did he notice branches shift, an ambush revealed by stillness. Most men are distracted. Few live awake. If he panics in silence, you breathe deeper. If he fidgets, you sharpen stillness like steel. Power doesn't grow in the loud. Power grows in the quiet. Noise scatters. Silence gathers. He didn't miss opportunity because life was cruel. He missed it because his focus was scrambled. Discomfort is the tax for mastery. If you can't sit with yourself, why should anyone else want to? Are you addicted to distraction or terrified of what silence might reveal? Silence is signal. Noise is distortion. Men who filter distortion rise. Men who drown in it vanish. Every moment you resist stillness, you trade clarity for confusion. Winners see through silence. Solitude is a weapon. It reloads your mind. It resets your nervous system. If he seeks endless stimulation, you seek solitude. Lions don't pace nervously, they wait. Snakes don't chatter, they coil. You're already wasting time running. Stillness gives it back. Silence multiplies hours by sharpening sight. Stillness makes you magnetic. People feel depth, presence, power. That's your silence speaking louder than words. Men who can't stand stillness drown in distraction. Men who can rise in clarity. The man who can anchor in silence cannot be manipulated by noise. That's why stillness feels supernatural. It is. It's the chamber where perception sharpens, confidence roots, energy condenses into dominance. Take away distractions. What remains? If the answer terrifies you, good. That's where real work begins. He lost presence because he was restless. Stillness trains your nervous system to stop flinching, to stop reacting, to see. Buffett offered us arbitrage, but no one asked, what about the brain? Surgeon, pilot, coder, all running below their sovereign valuation. Now the architect closes the gap. Neural optimization, the cognitive arbitrage rendered real.
She chose him because he embodied something rare. He cultivated loyalty deliberately. Influence grows in silence, in standards. Manipulation grows in norms, in desperation. Which soil are you planting? Every manipulator thinks he's winning until trust evaporates. Self-control is the real crown. Manipulation can get compliance, never commitment. Compliance fades. Commitment endures. The world bends to the man who aligns, not the one who schemes. Now, at the 13th gate, the world dissolves. Clay fuses into pixel. Pixel dark becomes medieval grimoire. A ghostly hand unrolls before the neural castle, inscribing not spells, but the law for sovereigns. Silence is the first weapon. Filtering is the first law. Clarity is the only light. The circuit crown descends. Pixel fireworks. The sovereign is crowned. The book of life sealed and open. Influence compounds slowly. Deception isolates you. Influence connects you. Do people tense, waiting to be tricked? Or do they relax, ready to follow your frame naturally? True power is subtle. It emanates from stillness, standards, and consistency. Manipulation shows fear. Refinement shows mastery. Alignment shows sovereignty. Influence isn't tricking people into action. Influence is magnetism. That's authenticity. Real power is control over yourself first. Influence is alignment. Manipulation is theft. Trust requires consistency. Consistency requires discipline. Self-control is the real crown. Manipulation gets compliance, never commitment. The man who is trusted builds the empire. That's the crown of standards. Yield your no like steel. Keep your yes rare, expensive, and aligned. That's how empires are built. Power is magnified through exclusion. If he begs, you filter. If he lowers his bar, you raise yours. Men confuse power with control over others. Real power is control over yourself first. Then, ethical influence flows outward. Would you rather trick her through deception? Or be the man she chooses because your presence demands genuine attraction? Manipulation is theft. Influence is alignment. Which path do you want? A thief surviving on scraps or a king building loyalty? He didn't lose her respect because she was cold. He lost it because she felt coerced. Trust collapsed. A salesman lies, closes one deal, and disappears. Another tells truth, earns loyalty, and builds an empire. This is Genesis, not finale. The brain is mirror, no longer black box, but mint, marketplace, myth. Join me, investor, builder, seeker. This is your summons to the last frontier. All is myth, but now myth is measurable. The Codex is alive. The legend is written. Claim the neural crown. Swag on, sovereigns. Do not confuse patience with passivity. One empowers you, the other destroys you. Every yes dilutes your essence. Every no sharpens it. Precision breeds authority. The world will not respect what you tolerate. Your selectivity teaches boundaries. How much of your life is wasted because you said yes when you should have said no? Now, decide differently. Missing out is strategy. Every decline opens.
Hear me, Athens to Digitalis. The codes of the Oasis answer our call. We will sail the river of light and build a future worthy of every dream. By the spark of this scepter and the wisdom of
saying yes until you vanish, or you can start saying no until you appear. The choice is liberating. If he begs for scraps, you wait for standards. He dilutes, you distill.
Volts minted for every breakthrough. Why rent your attention to distraction? Reclaim the capital. Mint the new economy. Welcome to the Volts market. Every empire begins with a spark in the ion channel. Neurons firing, synapses blossoming, models spiraling into global workspace. Phi rises, conviction becomes crystalline. Genius tips. Gamma surges, volts flow, capital gushing from the brain at Thoth's ancient well. Lose her respect? It wasn't her coldness. It was your coercion. Calmness is the lifeboat. Step in or sink with the restless. The impatient fail. The patient endure. He only trusted the man who waited. This is selectivity. You test reality by waiting. The silent courtroom exposes the unworthy. If he begs for scraps, you wait for the feast. Desperation sells him short. Selectivity crowns you untouchable. Every yes costs energy. Every no sharpens clarity. Your no is proof you refuse to bleed for nothing. He wasn't respected for having everything. He was respected for declining most things. The desperate man says yes to everything, hoping something sticks. One is diluted, one is distilled. You cannot be rushed, bent, or bought cheaply. Every no is a message. I am not for sale. Craving is weakness disguised as impulse. Standouts whisper patience, clarity, sovereignty. A man with no standards is prey. A man with standards becomes the hunter. Which role are you accepting? Power comes from subtraction, cutting noise, rejecting scraps. The king's test: silence is selection. Stillness is selection. Standouts filter quietly, exposing who was never worthy. Scarcity builds demand. Selectivity is the opposite of desperation. Your selectivity teaches boundaries. Without them, you're consumed. With them, you command. The man who masters selectivity no longer fears missing out. He knows every decline opens space for what matters. The space you clear with no is the ground where worthy opportunities finally land. You don't lack choices. You lack discipline to reject them. Rejecting more delivers better options. Weak men accept. Strong men endure rejection as power. People orbit what they can't easily access. He missed greatness because he lacked the patience to filter. Say yes recklessly, and life exploits you. Say no with standards, and life respects you. Selectivity isn't just a tactic, it's an identity. Someone who refuses, who demands alignment. If he bends to pressure, you hold your frame. Influence is alignment. Manipulation is theft. Trust requires consistency. Consistency requires discipline. Self-control is the real crown. Manipulation gets compliance, never commitment. The man who is trusted builds the empire. That's the crown of standard. One empowers you. The other destroys you. Every yes dilutes your essence. Every no sharpens it. Precision breeds authority. The world will not respect what you tolerate with control over others. Your selectivity teaches boundaries. Control over yourself first. How much of your life is wasted then because you said yes when you should have said no. Yield your no. Would you rather like trick her through deception, or be the man she chooses rare because your presence demands genuine attraction? That's how empires are built. Surviving on scraps, power is magnified loyalty. Exclusion. Deception isolates you. If he begs, you filter. Influence connects you. If he lowers his bar, you raise yours. Waiting to be tricked. Do not confuse or do they relax, passivity. Ready to follow your saying yes until you vanish. True power is subtle, or you can start saying it emanates until you stillness, standards, and consistency. Final rule. Manipulation shows fear. You wait for standards. Refinement shows mastery. He dilutes. Now, decide you distill. Selectivity separates men permanently. Real power is control over yourself first. He didn't lose her respect because she was cold. He chases everything. He lost it because he felt coerced. Selectivity is dominance disguised as patience. A salesman lies, closes one deal and disappears. If he begs for scraps, another tells truth, earns loyalty, and builds an empire. Which soil are you planting? Deception burns quickly. Every manipulator compounds slowly. Now, at the 13th gate, the world dissolves. Self-control is the real crown. Clay fuses into pixel. Manipulation can get compliance. Pixel dark never becomes medieval grimoire. Compliance fades. A ghostly hand unrolls before the neural castle. The world inscribing not spells, but the law for sovereigns. Silence is the first weapon. Filtering is the first law. Clarity is the only light. The circuit crown descends. Pixel fireworks. The sovereign is crowned. The book of life sealed and open. This is Genesis, not finale. The brain is mirror, no longer black box, but mint, marketplace, myth. Join me, investor, builder, seeker. This is your summons to the last frontier.